What up, friends? How are you doing? Good morning, you all. How are you doing? So, so apparently I passed out last night. Oh, yesterday it was only Tuesday. It was only Tuesday. And I was already, oh my goodness, like I was so tired yesterday. So I passed out, okay, and I just came to, and all the lights were on. I was like, oh my gosh. I was laying on my phone, very reckless of me. Very reckless of me, just like asleep on my phone. I guess I fell asleep on my phone. And so did my son. Oh my God. We ate dinner and we went to go gather our thoughts and then we just never woke up. I did catch him though. He was trying to leave me in his room while he brings all of his, squishmallows to my bed. And I caught him in the middle of the act and I'm like, what are you doing? He's all, go to sleep. Go back to sleep. You were asleep. And I'm like, no, 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 no. You get all your little squishmallows to your room, okay? Because I'm sleeping in my room. So while he was doing that, um, like I was about to get up because we've been on this where I've been reading him a book before he goes to sleep. So we've been on this, on a roll with that. So he was picking his book, and then when I got up to go over there to his room, to turn off his lights, to tuck him in, and all that stuff, um, he was already asleep. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I came to lay down, but I was gonna, make sure everything was locked and stuff, and I just knocked out. So there you go. And yes, everything was locked. So I don't plan on talking too much about my, because I am in a relationship now. I don't plan on talking about him too much on my channel because the channel's about me. Okay. He is a small fraction of my life, so I am going to say a little something about him. Okay. From time to time, I'll give you updates and let you know if he's still hanging in there. Okay. Because I'm very complex. Okay. All right. Um, so we all know I'm spiritual and religious. Okay. And so I told him what I was, and we didn't really talk much about religion before. I knew he believed in God. He did say that several times before in conversations, right? So I'm like, cool, good. That's all I needed to know, you know. Um, he doesn't have like a religion or anything like that, but he's a firm believer of God, and we have the same beliefs in general, just in life. We think alike in a lot. We're very equal with people. We're very fair. We're a lot alike in that aspect. Like we are so much alike in our beliefs. Like we've been through so much. Like he's been through a lot in life. I've been through a lot in life, and we don't let that you know change us as people. We use those instances in life to grow and to learn. He does the exact same thing, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but I swear he does not have social media. He was not following me. He doesn't, he's not just saying what I want to hear. Like this was just him, and this was early on when we first met. All right, so so I let him know about my spiritual side, which is what usually makes people run for the makes people run for the hills, okay? Because people will think my because I'm spiritual because I read tarot, um, I read energy. Um, people, it's different. Okay, it's different for a lot of people, and people will think that I'm into witchcraft and I'm a witch and stuff like that. I do joke around like I do have a sign in my room that says the witch is in, but it's because it's a cute sign, and it's like a little purple like I don't know, it's cute. I should show it to you one day, or I'll put it on the thumbnail. The photo on the thumbnail is going to be the little sign that says the witch is in, and it has a little witch at the end. I don't know. I've always had it like this, and then this past year, my Halloween party was bruja vibes, and it was like witches. That was my theme for the party. Okay, I don't know. I get apparently I've always had this thing for witches. And I do believe there's good witches and there's bad witches, and there is. Before, I used to be like, oh, like it used to offend me when people used to call me a witch, and I'd be like, I'm not no fucking witch. I used to get really pissed off. But there are good witches and there are bad witches, and if you want to call me a witch, at least call me a good witch. That's fine. But I don't do anything like spells, rituals. I don't do nothing like that. All I do is pray. That's it. That's how I get where I got to go, is with daily prayer all day, every day. Okay. That's how I get where I gotta go. And my faith. Okay. And so I told him, and he was all like, oh, okay. Okay, like, and he wasn't like, I was all looking at him like, okay, now this is where he's gonna run, but he didn't, so he was like, that's cool, it's different, it's different, because, normally, we were led to believe growing up that it's bad, the stuff that I'm into, and that was me too, up until I started this journey. I'm telling you, like, my whole life has changed completely, especially in this year. Especially. It's been about 3 years, but especially this year, a lot has changed for me. And my thoughts on other people and what they believe in. Um and I don't do any harm to anybody. That's why I don't mess with nobody. I'm just concentrating on myself, despite what people think. All I do is just focus on myself and where I have to go. And sometimes it bothers people when I have like no reaction to things that they do to me. Like, I've just been through a lot in my life that whenever something happens to me, I'm just like, okay. At first, in the beginning, it was hard. And now it's just easy. Easy just to be like, okay, all right, I mean, I just, okay, just wish everybody the best. And I'm sure there was a reason why you did that. And if it was me, I'm sorry. I can look at the other side of, the table and see my fault in certain situations and how things went. You know what I mean? Okay. So my future stepchildren, no, I'm just kidding, I don't know. I was invited to my future. I was invited to my future stepson's or bonus son's wedding. He's getting married. He's in the Marines. He is in Japan right now, but he's going to get married March 1st. And I was invited to his wedding. I was invited to his wedding, but since he is his, it's during the week. I believe it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday. But then that would mean I would have to miss work, and that would mean my son would have to miss school. But I was invited, okay? And I'm like, don't be telling your ex wives who I am. I don't need nobody looking me up, okay? And he's like, come on. I don't need you flashing my picture around. I don't need that. But he really wanted me to go. And he has not met my son, in case you're wondering. So that would be a whole nother thing before we go. Like, they would have to actually meet. So yeah, but I was like, thank you for inviting me. But because he was about to book my flight, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, hold on. I was like, I work. So I would have to miss work. And let's be honest, if I were to leave, I would either have to work the weekend or have a lot of work on Monday when I come back. So I was like, thank you, but I don't want my son missing all those days of school. Um, Maybe next wedding, I'll go with you. But his children don't. Oh, actually, I think one child lives in here in state, and one lives in Virginia, and one lives in California. And he does have two ex-wives that would be there at the wedding. so, so I'm like, I don't need you telling people anything. Okay, I don't need no hexes on me. But I was like shocked. Like I was kind of like surprised like that he invited me. Like that's somebody's wedding. That's your son's wedding and you're inviting me? You want me to be your plus one? Wow, thank you. Thank you. That made me feel really good. But so this incident that happened with me and him, um I was see, I'm a very I don't get mad really. I'm a generally balanced person all day. It's rare for people to see me upset unless you knew me back in the day, or if I've known you or if I still have issues with you now, you see me upset all the time, right? Because maybe you trigger me in that aspect, in that, maybe you're a trigger for me, so you do see me upset. So with certain people, like new people, they haven't seen me upset because we don't have that history. We don't have triggers. We don't have like old things we did to each other. So with new people, they don't see me in that light. But, if, like I said, if you're a trigger, if you're from the past, you do see me like that because I'm still working on how to communicate with people that trigger me. Because, like I say, I'm not perfect. I'm not. Never said I was. Um, but with him, he hasn't seen me upset or anything like that. My coworkers haven't seen me upset. Because even though I'm there all the time, I'm there for 12 hours. Um, I'm really good at balancing, like just being like even, like balancing my mood, even though I'm stressed. Like I don't let things get to me. I'm really good at balancing my mood. Okay. So he said something and I don't know, I think I was supposed to see him or something, right? And it ended up not happening because he had to go to work or something like that, right? And so then I was low key kind of like not happy that he wasn't going to see him, right? And so I was like kind of like making like little comments like, oh, but you're going to go to work, so never mind. I was being, dramatic, but I wasn't mad or anything. So then, so I was like making these little comments and he noticed, right? But he didn't say anything. So then he ended up not going to work and he ended up seeing me and he's like, now what were you saying? And I'm like, I wasn't saying nothing. Go work if you have to work. It was so funny because he's like, what? What were you saying? I'm like, nothing. I didn't say anything. Me? I don't talk shit. Anyway, so hang on just one moment. I'm gonna yawn. Oh my goodness. Okay, one last thing before I go. Okay, so one part, like another hard part about this whole thing, okay, is letting go. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I was in my feels all day yesterday at work. Okay, I was like low key. Nobody can see me because I have these huge monitors around me, so I can easily hide at my desk. But I was shedding like a few tears like while I was working because it's it's hard letting go. Because in order to have a future or other things or good things coming to you, sometimes you have to let things go, and that is hard. It's hard to let things go. You know what I mean? You have to though, because if it doesn't add value, if it doesn't make you a better person, um, if it's holding you back, you have to let it go, right? So that's been hard for me, and I'm like, I don't like this. Like I don't want to let go, but I have to. I have to let go in order for me to be fully happy. You know what I mean? So it's not hard. It's hard to let things go that make you so happy, and actually maybe helped you in this journey, it's hard, but sometimes we have to go towards other places that do add value to your life. You know what I mean? That do positive things for you. It's so hard, very hard. And sometimes you don't get closure. That's another thing. Sometimes you don't get closure with certain things, and you have to move on and just keep it trucking, keep it moving, without skipping a beat. And that's so hard because for so long you want something like forever, and then you just realize it's just not for you because 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 there's nothing there in reality. You know what I mean? In actual reality, there's nothing there. And that was hard for me yesterday. I was just like in my feels, in my feels. It's still hard, It's gonna take time for me to get over that, but I will eventually. Anyway, so I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna try to sleep a little bit longer, and then I'll see if I wake up. Alrighty, bye bye.